Okay, I think we're good to go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Bo Unpacked. This is the first episode. We're just going to dive right into it. Basically, what this channel is going to be about is me covering what's going on, mainly in the United States, a little bit about the world. But yeah, it's a crazy world we live in right now, as you guys know. I just want to give my commentary, my look, who I cover and who I watch, and just kind of give a little breakdown of what I see and what I find, and maybe it'll be interesting. I highly encourage everyone, if you're thinking about doing a channel, just do it. Get the word out. That's what the world needs. The government's obviously not doing their part. We can't trust them, even though we got to pay our taxes, every single check, every single year, file them to the IRS, or we get in trouble. So that's basically what this channel is going to be about. So let's just dive right into it and see what Carolyn Levitt has to say.
And that remains true. And this call, if it did happen, corroborates exactly what President Trump has said from the beginning. And I'm sure many of you, when you read that alleged FBI report, probably thought to yourself, wow, this really cracks our narrative that we've been trying to push about this president for many years. So,
did you guys think that? Did you guys think that that's what it was going to be? No, we want exposure of every single predator, every single person that's in that file that's not redacted, that's not a victim, and or that is redacted, that's not a victim. And I don't know why these guys are covering up for them, but they need to be exposed, and that's what we're here to do.
We're moving on from that. Reagan.
And can you believe that? Can you believe she says we're going to move on from that? I know she's mainly talking to the Democrats. I know what they're doing. You know, they're trying to make it like this left versus right thing. That's not what it is. It's not something that's made up by them. It's not any of that. So, you know, don't believe that narrative, because that's just not what it is. I mean, you even got victims like this going on the news saying this.
We as a nation have an opportunity to send a strong message that we will not protect people who victimize children, that we will stand up for what is right despite what our politics are, that we will cross the aisle, and that we will stand behind survivors for justice. We keep hearing our press secretary and our Department of Justice and other government officials saying they're moving on from this. I wish that we could. I met Epstein and Maxwell when I was 21 years old. I'm nearly 53 now.
21, guys. Met him when she was 21, and she's 53. You do the math. That's how long this has been going on for, if not longer. Well, obviously longer, but yeah, this is crazy. I think they said it was like 1,200 victims.
We cannot move on as survivors of this crime and as citizens of this nation without changing this narrative. So I ask you all to stand behind us and demand accountability for our government, because we certainly are going to.
It is just so sad that she's got to go up on national television and say that the government is covering up for these people. It's crazy. It is just absolutely lunacy. Like, why would you cover up for these people? Well, I know why. I think you guys know why too. All right, so this is going to be a video of Ghislaine Maxwell. She had her deposition, and she wanted to plead the fifth until she got clemency. I mean, come on. And then, like, I just heard today that she just got transferred to like a clubhouse prison or something like that. What is that? And then, like, right here, you got Representative Melanie Stansbury. She's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell's, when she got her deposition, she wanted clemency before she said anything. I mean, that's obviously not going to happen. But then you hear today she gets transferred to a clubhouse prison or some crazy crap like that.
The deposition with Ghislaine Maxwell after the House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed Ms. Maxwell to speak to the committee in our ongoing bipartisan investigation into the crimes of Jeffrey Epstein and to hold those accountable who have not yet been investigated and convicted of those crimes. As was evidenced this morning, Ghislaine Maxwell did not provide information to the committee and instead invoked her blanket Fifth Amendment rights. While we are not able to speak to the specifics of what was said within the deposition until the deposition record is made public, it is very clear that she used this opportunity to not only campaign for clemency as she has been doing, but also to send a direct message that she is hoping that people who were sitting in the deposition will transmit to the President of the United States, which is that her silence can be bought through clemency. It is very
Her silence can be bought through clemency.
Be clear that that is the message that she is trying to send directly to Donald Trump himself. Directly. She is telling Donald Trump through her...
Come save me, friend. Come save me. You saved all your other buddies. Come save me. Come on. Biden saved his son. His weirdo son that had all that stuff on his laptop, allegedly.
Her deposition that she is trying to buy her clemency. Now, she did state that she is taking and invoking her Fifth Amendment rights because of a pending habeas petition before the Southern District of New York. But let us be clear. Her case appeals have already gone to the United States Supreme Court and they have been denied. She is not being released from jail unless, of course, Donald Trump buys what she's selling. So we want to be clear that she is exactly where she's supposed to be in terms of her conviction, and she needs to go back to the prison where she belongs. Now, we have a lot of...
I absolutely agree. And not given puppy time. You guys see that? She was literally given puppy time. Who gets puppy time in prison?
Questions for Ms. Maxwell with
She
regards
does.
to what actually happened in Epstein's affairs, who was directly involved in the sex trafficking, money laundering, and influence peddling scheme that she and Jeffrey Epstein were involved in, how Donald Trump was involved, and whether or not he committed any crimes himself, as did his many associates who are named in the Department of Justice files. Let us be clear that Donald Trump is not only named thousands of times in the latest release from the Department of Justice, he is named over 38,000 times in the files that were released 2 weeks ago.
And that's literally the most people that have been named in the files so far. And who's the one that's been most avoiding it? You tell me.
Alone. And we know that that only represents half of the files that the Department of Justice has in its possession, including files that were used for direct investigations of perpetrators, people who committed crimes, people who were co-conspirators in those crimes, and individuals who knew of those crimes. We know that there are multiple administration officials, including Howard Lutnick, Elon Musk, who served as the appointee for the DOJ efforts in the White House.
Now, we all know Elon wanted to go to the island so bad. You know, he was just asking for which night is the best night. You know? But who got turned down? He might have been that big of a nerd. Maybe that big of a bag of milk or a loser. I don't know. But, you know, I don't want to talk down or, you know, make fun of people or anything. But, I mean, you got turned down by Epstein, man. Everyone was going there. You know what I'm saying?
We know that the Secretary of Navy, we know that Steve Bannon, we know that there are more than 36 associates, family members, and individuals directly associated with Donald Trump named in those files. Now, there are now at least 9 or 10 other countries across the world that have opened investigations or forced their leaders to step down because of their mere association with Jeffrey Epstein. And the United States...
Now think about that. All these other countries are doing this because they're being found in these files. And then you got our government that is just continuously letting these people serve in Congress, in the Senate, and everywhere else. The presidency, allegedly, maybe perhaps, Coach Colin, go watch him, Coach Colin. He's great dude. Great dude. Okay.
States government is engaged in an active cover-up of the largest sex trafficking scandal and influence peddling scandal in the history of the United States, and Donald Trump is right at the center of it. And the person who is living to provide the evidence, who knows what is going on, is trying to invoke the Fifth to buy her clemency. So let's be clear on what we saw here today. This was an effort to essentially try to secure her pardon by keeping her mouth shut. And we will not allow this silence to stand. It was announced late last week that the Department of Justice would allow members of Congress to view the unredacted files of the files that have been released, and many of us will head to the Department of Justice today to look at the memos and internal documents of Department of Justice that were removed from the website to understand why names of survivors were unmasked and why and who the Department of Justice is shielding as they have redacted files that include perpetrators and co-conspirators. It is Monday, February.
So that's exactly what I was saying. Why are they redacting these files when they are the predators? They are the people that are doing this stuff. It just absolutely makes me sick, and I know I'm not the only one. It is crazy. All right, so that leads us to this. Okay, if you guys haven't checked this out, okay, this is going to get a little dark. So, you know, if you guys want to tune out, it's up to you, but it's going to get a little dark here, only on speculation, but, you know, this just gets crazy. If you guys haven't heard about the jerky or the pizza or anything like that, you know, that's what we're about to kind of dive into here. So, honestly, it's kind of going to go the rest of the episode. So, again, it's going to get a little dark.
They found a code word for human meat? Wait.
Also, too, this is Asmongold. If you guys don't know who that is, go check him out on YouTube. I watch him. He's very good at talking, breaking stuff down. Got a good humor, but I don't agree with everything, just like everybody else. Everybody don't agree with everybody. So, you know, but good guy. Go check him out.
What? Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why?
We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Like they just picked up some jerky down the street from their friend, and they're just like, "Hey, man, I got this jerky. Can I just come over and have you try it?" Like they grew the pig themselves, or the cow, or whatever they made the jerky out of, and then they butchered it, and then they made it themselves. Can we come over? Who?
Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful, above all, for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to...
Do I need to say more? Does it need to be in a cold insulated bag? Do you guys ever hold jerky like that? Do you guys ever talk about jerky like that?
To touch base about
sure
jerky. JE said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in the downstairs freezer.
He might be eating regular food again.
Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to. I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive.
Guys, they are not... Jeff is not talking about walking down the street to the corner store at his New York house and going to buy a bag of jerky and telling the clerk, hey, do you have a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky that I can get? Like, what are we doing here? This is... Man.
St. James Island. And that's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island.
Talking about.
Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could...
Now remember that. Remember that. I'm flying in on Friday, and I'll bring some jerky. Okay? Remember that for later.
Come say hi and drop off the beef jerky. And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called God. The restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak. Can blank make some jerky? I think we should landscape all around the house to use the water if possible. If the main house is not enough. Are there any recorded images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky at all? No, there are no recorded or publicly known images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky. Who sends beef jerky?
Of course not, because who's just walking around eating beef jerky all the time? You're always talking about it in your emails. I mean, there's no pictures, there's no nothing of beef jerky, but you're talking about it like you're going down to the corner store and buying pounds of it.
To a lab for analysis. Wait, what?
Come on,
I was
man.
looking for the beef jerky as I knew it was in my suitcase, and I thought that maybe I left it on the beach, only to find a small plastic bag near my dog's bed. I'll email Francis to make us some more, as I need 6 to 8 ounces to send to the lab, and I'll forward to Francis the info to send to the lab directly. Guys, I think...
Who's sending beef jerky to the lab? Not one person. Guys, I'm sorry to keep pausing this, but I mean, this is sickening. This is just absolutely sickening. They are literally, supposedly, allegedly, maybe, perhaps, you know, crazy. Like, isn't there like one tribe left out in the middle of nowhere in the ocean like that does that still or something like that? I seen on YouTube. Man, I
think something's going on. What's this here? Commercial. Apparently it's his last girlfriend who's active on Twitter right now. Check the mail. Names for hers again. Oh boy, oh boy. People are saying this is Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend. And this is the same name as inside of the files, and her name change hasn't occurred since 2017, before the files released. After years of silence, the truth. Jeffrey was innocent. Really? Like, he just a good boy? He didn't do nothing wrong? Trapped by powerful people who silenced him. I was his last confidant, and I have the evidence that they're still hiding. I'm not suicidal, just in case. You'll know the whole truth soon. They sacrificed children to Lucifer. It's an entire cult. Jeffrey got involved in their...
If you guys don't know that realm of satanic with Baal and rituals and sacrifice, maybe I shouldn't even said that on here, but it goes really deep, guys. And, you know, it's a very scary thing, and it's just something that, you know, you just don't want to ever get into. So please don't, you know, This is just sick stuff.
Operation for financial reasons and to obtain Comboprot, but never participated in the rituals. Oh, what is this here? I'll pull this one up and see it. That's crazy. She cooked in the brain? Maybe. She ate the brain? Yeah, maybe she did. Wire transfer request form. A 65-gallon... Guys, 655-gallon...
Now, this is where it gets crazy, okay? Like, look at this. 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid. Do you know who else used sulfuric acid? Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, you guys remember that? You guys remember Jeffrey Dahmer? Yeah, this guy ordered 300 and what? 30 gallons? That's a damn truckload of sulfuric acid. And supposedly this is right after he found out he was going to be investigated.
Sulfuric acid with fuel and insurance charge? They are dissolving bodies. People going...
If you guys, want to go check out Asmongold, great watch. He does some great stuff. He does gaming and stuff, but as far as diving into stuff like this, he's a good watch. All right, so this brings us to, Pizzagate. Do you guys remember Pizzagate? If you guys want a video on that, I can cover that. But there's this lingo in these groups, guys, and it goes very deep, and I'm pretty sure it probably goes deeper than that. Actually, we probably all know it goes deeper than that. But yeah, this is Ellen at the Oscars, and if you guys remember this is in 2014. She was selling pizza to the audience, and you can tell that the delivery guy, he had no idea that he was going to get brought out here.
Hi. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? How's everybody doing? Good? Oh, hi. Happy? Hey, Carrie. Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. Good. I was hoping you'd say that because
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to fit it on the screen here so you guys could see it. All right, here we go.
Hi. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? How's everybody doing? Good? Oh, hi. Happy? Hey, Carrie. Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. Good. I was hoping you'd say that because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison? Yes? Yes? Mark? All right. Too large? What do you think?
Everyone's just clapping.
I'm going to order some pizza. That's what I'll do. So I borrowed Pharrell's hat, and I thought I'd pass it around and get some money for the pizza because nobody ever really... What do you have, Harvey? 200? 200. That's a start. That's a start.
Okay, so Harvey Weinstein is all over the files, okay? And he just gave her, how much? $200. Keep $200 in mind.
Let's see, what do you have, John? What you got, 20? Kevin?
20. That's for you.
Thanks so much.
So Kevin gives her money for what she's doing. Like almost as if like he's like tipping her.
Okay. Guess what? Pizza's here. Hello. Come on down. I lied. We weren't going backstage. Okay. So we have just vegetables with like tomato sauce. We have cheese. We have different kinds. Who's hungry? Who's gonna eat on this side? Okay. Cheese. That's a cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Who's your favorite movie star? They're here. Who do you want to talk to? The whole thing? All right. Great. Great. And then I don't have any money. Who here has... Sandy? Where's Harvey Weinstein? Harvey.
Going to point out, going to look for Harvey. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? All right? So now, this leads us to this, okay? Remember the $200? All right, so that was just, that was where I got what I'm about to show you. This is the link right here for it, but this is the actual article for it, okay? All right, so he used to give the girls $200 for the massages he used to get from them. Now, allegedly, they were, they didn't have shirts on, okay? Some of them said that he forced himself, some didn't, but the main point right here is the $200, okay? Now, what did Harvey Weinstein give Ellen?
Would you got 20? Kevin? What do you have, Harvey? 200?
$200. What do you know? Coincidence? I don't know. Allegedly, maybe, perhaps. So, Mr. Kevin Spacey, I decided to check him out since we all know Harvey's in the files. We all know that. But Mr. Spacey, you know, I wanted to check him out since he's the one that wanted to give the nice generous tip to Ellen and have a nice contribution. So we looked him up, and what do you know? Kevin Spacey is in the files. 125 results. So what did I do? I clicked on the first couple. This one and this one. And guess what we found out? Okay. Jeffrey Epstein, a 50-year-old Ralph Lauren lookalike who claims to manage a billionaire's only fund, has made headlines for his high society lifestyle. Among his attention-grabbing moves was flying with President Clinton and Kevin Spacey to Africa on a private jet. Now, I wonder what they were doing in Africa. All right, so if you guys don't know about adrenochrome and how all that works, you know, apparently these people go to these countries and they round up, I don't even like saying it. I mean, like they basically round up these young people, let's just say young humans, and they draw stuff from them to store and do whatever with. Okay, if you guys don't know about that, we could cover that, but I don't know how deep we can get with YouTube and what they allow. But again, yeah, it's some pretty deep stuff, guys. And then the other one as well too. Look at this. This one is a email from David Slade. Now, I'm going to have to look into him, but David Slade to Ghislaine. Basically, this is an email that they were going to do work trips to Africa with President Clinton. You got Kevin Spacey on there. David Spacey. Got Kevin Spacey on there. And then you got all these other names on here as well. Look at that. Now, we could take the time and look into each one of these people, which I'm sure some of them are in the files. But, yeah, just take a gander. Let me know if anything stands out to you guys. But this is what I covered. And, oh, we got a little redaction there. I wonder what that says. David T. Slade. If you guys know about him, put him in the comments. Here, we'll just do a live check right here. David Slade. He's only mentioned a few times here. I am very, very interested. Seemed like he liked to hang out with Mr. Bill Clinton quite a bit. All the way back to 2002. Wow. Had asked what Epstein did for a living, and her response was, no one really knows. Spacey gave awkward hugs, of which learned later that Spacey was gay. And Clinton had a conversation on the plane, which seemed to be a continued conversation from a previous time. And Clinton talked afterwards, and Clinton told blank that he and blank had been talking about philosophy and religion. Well, there's something I didn't know. I didn't know Kevin was gay. Kevin Spacey's gay. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Again, this is our first episode, so I just, kind of covered a little bit here, but we only got so much time. I know you guys won't spend too much time with me. Again, this is my first episode, but again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.